What's poppin', everybody? This is Sabro94. Happy Easter for any one of my viewers that's from Cyprus. Today, I'm gonna show you guys some matches with Traptrix in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So the Traptrix archetype, unless you want to count Eldritch, I guess, is probably the most popular control deck you can use if you don't want to spam synchro monsters that negate all your shit and stuff. But anyway, I run a lot of tech cards because I don't have some of the high rarity Traptrix cards like Traptrix Sarah, the link that you just bring out with one Traptrix. And you can really rip a lot of the benefits with her effect. Special summoning Traptrix monsters and getting more cards. Now, my opponent is playing Gravekeepers, which would probably be another decent pick, I guess, for a control slash lock deck, perhaps. Maybe I should try and get some of the cards myself. But he actually brought out this fusion monster, a lot of new cards that I didn't know what they do, basically, from the past. But it negates some stuff. I think it protects some cards. Anyway, there's that new continuous trap card as well. But it doesn't stop 101, so I'm just gonna steal the dude. And now we're gonna go for Duster. So pop a bunch of stuff there. Now the trap card floats lets him get another Necro Valley. But it's fine. This was the best play we could have made. And set my back row. And it's going to be a decent turn. Now, Necrovalley, of course, is probably one of the strongest field spells and possibly the best Lux field spell. It just stops so much graveyard related. And we're going to play down Mantis now. It's going to chain Maxi for some reason, but Mantis only just lets you search a Traptrix. It's probably the most useful one. We're going to get more Milo, and I'm going to use Legacy of Yatagarasu. That's right, Legacy of Yatagarasu. I've updated the deck since, but just you got to run some trap cards like that I guess you can chain. It gives me a little bit of protection if my opponent does Duster or something, and I don't have Solemn Judgment. But anyway, he scooped. Connection failed, whatever. He just surrendered. Couldn't believe that I would beat him with my deck. But anyways, this is match number 2. We're gonna summon Nephenthis, and it's gonna chain Effect Veiler. Mantis, not Nephenthis. What the fuck am I saying? That's the small one. Anyway, set the Void Trap hole and just pass the turn. Now the great thing about the Mantis chick is that if I open up a bunch of back row and I set it, I can feel a little bit safe in the sense that if my opponent does use something like Lightning Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster, which should not be around to be honest. Lightning Storm shouldn't have been printed, but it's whatever. Let's not get into that. There's so many broken cards that shouldn't exist. Lightning Storm is only broken against the lower tier decks, basically. If you have a bunch of monsters that negate everything, Lightning Storm isn't really going to do anything. But what Mantis does is it lets me just save a card, save a trap card, if my opponent uses a mass removal spell like that. Okay, so anyway, managed to kill the Blue Eyes Max Dragon with a Void Trap Hole, and thank God for that, because that's basically my only out. Against decks that can bring out a monster like Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, we don't have any way to out that card. This is not like D Heroes. And got rid of his shit. Photon Thrasher, a little bit of damage. Poke as much as I can. Go for trade in. Discard the Blue Eyes, draw 2. And set a card. Okay. And, oh shit, that was a misplay. Okay, I forgot that Photon Thrasher can attack if you have 2 monsters. Anyway, so pop my dude, but we're just gonna get our stuff back with I guess, Black Wind Blizzard, the far north of the Traptrix. Just probably your strongest monster when it comes to making a play on its own with just 1 card. Revive another Traptrix monster, and then you can go for a rank 4. Rank 4 is pretty big deal for me in this deck because of this card. It's all we can really put out for pressure and other variety of effects besides the traps. So Abyss Dweller is gonna put in some work here because I know this guy probably has set the Stone of Legend, Blue Eyes or whatever. And Popular Div gonna flip the dude. It looks like it's just one of the other like Blue Eyes dudes, like the Magician dudes or whatever. He searches something, but it doesn't resolve in the graveyard. And my opponent also gonna surrender this second guy as well. Okay, another GG for Traptrix. So we're doing pretty good, but I mean, of course, if you were gonna play against Adamancipator or Drytron, you're not really gonna be able to do shit if they play first and they summon all their shit. Traptrix is good, obviously, if you can play first and set some of the traps. Now this guy is gonna summon Tsukuyomi, going old school and killing my big bitch, the one that lets you resolve traps from the hand. And I'm gonna make a really huge misplay here. I mean, for the once in your life you can use Legacy Yatagarasu to draw 2 cards against the Spirit, and I only drew 1. It's rather unfortunate, but anyway. Harpy's Feather Duster gonna pop his 2 cards. People just they keep wanting to set multiple back row and not really understanding what it means when you have cards like Harpy's Feather Duster. It just shows me when you do stuff like that you're not really an experienced player. You just, yeah, you're just not, because this is just one of the fundamentals of skilled play, I guess, to some extent. Heavy Storm is around, Harpy's Feather Duster is around, Lightning Storm, whatever. You don't set multiple back row unless you have protection. And to be honest, I mean, if it wasn't for the pendulums, we would have had Heavy Storm, but it just, all of the different shit they've done with the pendulums and then all the spells and traps that float when they get popped, shit like this, just ruined Heavy Storm, which really sucks, to be honest, because Heavy Storm was obviously a broken card, but a very balanced card. You know that if your opponent has a little bit of back row, then you can set your own shit, and if they want to use Heavy Storm, they're gonna pop their own shit too. So, just all about skill. Now, I almost killed this dude, and he keeps summoning Tsukuyomi and killing my monsters, I guess, and the bitch goes back in hand, of course. It kind of works out for him a little bit. He has more card advantage than me, but he's not really doing much. And with my summoner here, I always forget her name, Dancia, I forgot the name, Traptrix, I don't know what the fuck, but anyway, now is the right opportunity to finally chain Solemn Judgment on the Doom Caliber Knight, and I basically have game here. This dude is also just gonna scoop, not let me get the finishing attack, but it's all good. Just activating the card at the right time, and it worked out. Not spending the Solemn Judgment until the last moment. Okay. So let's see what this guy's gonna do. I'm just gonna summon more Milo, set 1 back row. Just once again to go with the philosophy of if your opponent opens up Duster, if I settle the back row and the MST, it's basically a GG from all the minus. You don't always know, but you gotta play around that shit. He summoned Harpy Lady, the original one, and popped the back row thanks to the Stadium Hunting Ground. I'm just gonna get rid of it with MST. It sucks because he already got a plus from that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If I'm gonna set my back row, I need it to stay, and that's gonna do it for this turn. Let's see what he does next. With the Solemn Judgment here in the bottomless, I think I should be able to stop his shit, and immediately gonna kill the Harpy Channeler, because I know how this deck works. I've used it myself in the past. If you just stop the first normal summon, then they can't really special summon the rest of the bitches. You know, Channeler. They gotta have like a normal get their normal summon first for everything else to proceed. So we're gonna summon the Gagaga Samurai, and with the Traptrix Dionia, okay, Diania, whatever her name is. We're gonna summon the Crab King too, and this is basically gonna be a GG right here. I do enough damage with the double swing, and we finish off this opponent too. Very good. So a lot of these cards are actually just low rarity. I mean, pretty much the only Traptrix that's super rare from the bunch that I'm using is Mermillo. The other ones are just rares and commons. A lot of the traps are low rarity too. I mean, obviously, if you want to use like the Traptrix extra egg monsters, you're gonna have to craft them or pull them. They're ultra rares, basically, and up. Or not really up. Ultra rares, and that's it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So Doom Caliber Knight and a few back rows for now. Let's see what this guy's gonna do. But a lot of the cards, like the extra monsters too, Gagaga Samurai, Crab King, those types of rank 4s, they're just rares essentially. So budget deck, a lot of these cards can't be useful even in the low rarities. So I'm gonna set the 2000 Nephthys, whatever the fuck their names are, bitch, and Doom Caliber Knight is gonna be putting in some work here. Just running this card as another just strong summon. Force your opponent to spend something to negate it. A lot of times they can just throw in a maxi or just play a card and sort of play around it, but it's just another cheap card that's pretty good. So negate the magical circle. I'm not going to let you search with Magic Drain. And he's going to decide to discard, but hey, it's fine with me. I still get the plus in a way. And he's just going to set a monster. Okay. Got all of this back row. And I just need Harpy's Feather Duster, which I top deck. And this is just going to be perfect. Once again, just another player that, I don't know, they just don't think about this shit. You set all of your back row there without any protection. I just reaped all of the benefits here. So we're just going to keep attacking with our dudes, and it's a GG once again. I mean, I just beat the dude down. Couldn't do anything. Alright. And now for the last game. Let's see what we're going to play against. Open up with a bunch of the Hand Trap Hose. Snow Ogre, Snow Rabbit, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and then the other, like, Effect Veiler wannabe girl, essentially. And my opponent's playing Sky Striker. Okay. This might be tough, because it's Sky Striker, but we'll see. He decided to summon the Ash Blossom, but I guess he has to sacrifice something if he wants to make use of the stadium. Easily pop in my Doom Caliber Knight with the pop in, I guess, Soul Taker / Smashing Ground Sky Striker card. Gonna fuck up Dionia. At least I poke. And it's gonna be his turn now. So at the very least, okay, summon Effect Veiler too. Wow, this dude like just opened up all the hand traps, just revealing Maxi and shit. Look at all this shit, man. But I mean, it's the damn reality. Like, people just run like 10 of these hand traps in their deck, if not more, so they can hope to draw a bunch of them if they play second and the opponent is just using Drytron at Emancipator or just some other fucking bullshit. Like, I saw a deck doing the same sort of shit using the World Chalice cards, and you can just build up the same boards with Boros Dragon and Appaloosa, and then the Baron Floret to negate all of your opponent's shit. But anyway, we're gonna go for Crooked Cook right here. It's actually a rank 4 that's a super rare, but it's extremely useful, being unaffected by cards if I have nothing else on the field. And this dude also surrendered, making this a GG. So I hope you guys enjoyed these matches. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Share this video with your friends. And I see you guys next time. What